Hi guys, Benita J. Marie here, and I just want to say thank you for all the views, comments, emails that you guys have been sending me. And I think, I'm pretty sure that I've touched base with most of you guys, but if I haven't, giving myself a slap on the wrist for you. So, just send me a little reminder email and make me get back on my A game. Leave a link down here to my Gmail account, or a little annotation or whatever they're called, those fancy things. So yeah, and I just wanted to say, I wanted to ask you guys a question. Do you notice anything different about my videos? Yeah, that's right, it's in colour. I've updated, I've gotten into the 21st century. No, the reason why I've changed into colour is because, they say change is as good as a holiday, number one. But also, people have been asking me what is my style or fashion and makeup and all that kind of stuff, what I like. As you can see, I like 1940s, 1950s glam, pin-up. My hair's a little bit messy at the moment, but it was looking good before. But it's 12 here in the morning, so I'm just trying to rock out with what I have. So anyways, continuing on and getting straight into the topic. And just, once again, thank you. And keep them coming, keep the emails coming in, the comments, I really love them. We go back on track. Should I be friends with my ex? Now, I have to say, unfortunately, I'm against this. I'm not saying that it's impossible, but what I am saying is that for me, I just feel like it's a self-masochist thing to do, and it's quite self-torturing, and here are the reasons why. Now, what I've done is I've written down, well, I've typed out some on the screen over here, so I'll be referencing back and forth between my notes and the camera. But yeah, anyways, continue on. So, in rare instances, you may see a couple who've mutually broken up, but as I said, in very rare instances. For most people, it's usually either you're the one ending it or you're the one being broken up with. Now, with that being said, the person who is breaking up the relationship usually doesn't want to come across as the bad guy in the situation, so they will say things such as, "Baby, it's not you, it's me. I need to work on me," or I don't know, I just need time for myself, and all those kinds of excuses, etc, etc, etc. But one of the main excuses you may hear is, "Hey, let's be friends instead." This mainly provides solace and comfort for the heartbreaker, still knowing that they won't have to, go through the whole process of missing you, and that you'll somewhere along the line still be in their lives, whether that be for a random cup of coffee down the street, or just a one-off chit-chat here and there, which enables them to move on and transition quicker, and it makes it smoother for them to move on to someone new, and move on from you, which I don't mean to sound harsh, but that's the case. And it's good for them in a way, but it's not good for you. And here's just some of the reasoning why I say that. So if you're the one who's been broken up with, you're usually left there pining after them and wanting more than friendship status, which keeps you in turn stagnant and non-progressive in your own healing process. And I always talk about healing process. It is so important. It's absolutely vital to self-centering yourself and being able to move on in a more positive manner. So, if that's hindering you from doing that, being friends with this person, that's definitely a con. Secondly, if you've been intimate with someone, it'll be extremely hard to near impossible to bring your relationship back to platonic status or bring it back to neutral ground. Because if you have them in your life, or their presence is in your life somehow, it triggers memories constantly, whether it be like the smell of their perfume or cologne, or you'll be driving in the car and you hear that song, that you guys, were intimate to or got busier to. Naughty, I know. But yeah, if you guys are constantly in each other's lives, there would be so many things that trigger all those things. And it's, all of this is already automatically intensified once you break up with someone. But imagine it times 10, because that's what happens when you try to be friends with someone, especially if you're the one who's been broken up with and you still share, some emotional attachment to that someone. It's going to be even worse for you. So, as I said, I would consider that self-torture, and I really wouldn't want to go through that. So That's another reason why I recommend just cutting it off as soon as it ends. Continuing on, and thirdly, jealousy. To put it simply, if you still have, sorry, as I said before, an emotional attachment to your ex, it'll be really hard to be sincerely happy for them if they've moved on, because obviously you still want something more from them, and it conjures up that nasty little feeling of jealousy. And jealousy can, as I said before, it hinders you in so many ways. It makes you feel negative, and at this point, or at this vulnerable stage, you don't need to be feeling this emotion as well as heartbreak. So just take that into consideration, and you know, absolutely, it's about self-value and self-worth. Fourthly, let me scroll down. Trying to be friends with your ex. Most of the time, it'll be super censored, and by that I mean you won't be able to confide in them the way that you used to. I've got a hair in my eye, sorry. Or the way that you would like to, or the way that they would like to with you. Especially if you're the heartbreaker, because obviously if you know that, you know, the person that you were once with, or your ex that you're trying to do this friendship gig thing with, still has feelings for you. It's not like you want to just, well, you might want to, but you won't blurt out, like, you know, the fact that you had a hot little date last night and she's the reason or he's the reason why you're grinning from ear to ear like this. You won't want to explain that to your ex, or go through those motions of having to deal with them, feel, you know, the negativities of that. And also, if you're the one being heartbroken, you in turn won't want to go blabbering on your ex's shoulder and say, I still want to be with you, and all those kinds of things, because obviously it's embarrassing, and most people find it a pride issue. But also, you know, you don't want to do that, because it makes you feel like, you know, you're undervalued, and you know, obviously that person that you want something from doesn't want to commit to you and give you those feelings back, and you know that. So once again, it's a difficult situation to be in, and it's a situation that can be avoided. So anyways, continuing on. My fifth point is what I call one-sided murkiness. And by that I mean, this is usually at the end of a relationship, when it ends, or when a relationship ends, usually one person is doing the breaking up and the other one's being broken up with. So usually there's some kind of bitterness left at the end of the relationship. Now for me, true friendship isn't based around, you know, those kind of feelings. It's not what drives a friendship. Absolutely. You know, being bitter, it can only lead to, you know, a destructive friendship and an unhealthy friendship. If it's somewhat driven by bitterness and, you know, negative feelings, otherwise it won't go to, you know, a positive place, and it's just something you don't want to endure. And my final point is, it's more than likely, you know, passion will still exist between you two, especially if you've been intimate, and if you're still intimately attracted to them. It could be very hard to go back to friends, obviously, but it could also turn into a situation that most people, you know, call nowadays friends with benefits. And I'm going to be doing a video on that shortly, but to me that is the kiss of death. And, you know, it's a recipe to disaster. The reason why I say that is because if you're still having that, like, last goodbye sex session, or, you know, that one last moment where it's like, oh, I couldn't help myself, you know, at the end of it, in most cases, you'll feel used, undervalued, and worse off than if you had have just left it alone when it ended, you know, because obviously if you're still wanting that person in a deeper capacity than what you can currently have them, it makes you feel like, you know, you're being used and abused. So once again, as I say, know your self-worth, know that you're worth more than that. There's someone out there who's truly deserving of you, will treat you in a way that you really want. And all these feelings that you want with your ex that they can't give you or they won't give you, you can always find that with someone else, and it can be even more than what you expected. So just remember that. And so in closing, I'm not saying that, you know, it's impossible to be friends with your ex, because apparently there's people out there that can do it. But just in my humble opinion, at least, when it's over, it's over. You can't get back those feelings, and you can't rekindle that relationship, you know, with that person. It's just not the same. And, you know, once you've broken up, you can never go back. And they say the past is the past. And in my eyes, an ex is an ex for a reason. So remembering that, you know, never regret the relationship that you had with someone, because there's always valuable lessons to be learnt, and you can carry those tools into your new relationships and into a better direction for yourself, because it humbles you, you know, it grounds you, and it also opens you up to maybe change within yourself. So never regret a relationship that you've had, because nothing is a waste of time in life. Nothing. So, you know, that includes relationships. And also, I'm a very firm believer in putting yourself first. And if that means cutting off all communications, then do so. That means like cutting off the Facebook, because I know some of y'all be getting on Facebook and just like typing up your ex and like, you know, looking at their pictures and looking at their status and looking at their new girlfriend and getting all like, you know, butthurt or, you know, upset over it. It's self-torture, you know, and if you don't want to feel upset or negative, just go ahead and cut all communication. Delete them off your Facebook, your iPhone, you know, your email, everything. Just cut them off, because, you know, as I said, that self-healing process is detrimental and vital to you. And also, you got to think about it this way. If you're pining over someone who's not pining over you, you're really wasting time, and also you're closing yourself off to opportunities, you know, that you could be having with someone else, you know, that true love of your life. You could be cutting yourself off to that, and other opportunities in your life that, you know, could come your way that are absolutely of important value to you. So just remember that, and as I always say, and I've said it a few times in this video and I'll keep reiterating, know your self-worth, and definitely take care of yourself, because no one else can take care of you like you can. So, starting to get a bit of a froggy in the throat. But I do want to say thanks so much for watching, and, you know, I give you guys a big hug. And, you know, for all the people that have been broken up with or have done the breaking up, you know, like they say, time heals all, and just keep your head up. So if you have any other topics that you like to talk or get me to talk about, just let me know. And if you have any questions for me, you know, just ask away. I can even do a 5-fact thing about me. If you're up for it, put it in the comment box. It might bore you to death, who knows, but, you know, it's worth a shot. So just keep your chin up, and I'll see you guys soon. And I hope you enjoyed Colour with Benita J. Marie. Thanks guys, bye.